Oh, Sabra's back. Hi. Uh, I hope we're helping out in some way. I want to go over some data that I found out about what's going on in our country that may be a little enlightened. I think it's, why are we so screwed up? Why has nobody got money? Why, and we're the richest country in the world, so that's a little perplexing to me in a way. Um, and I guess we all have guesses, and I'm sure even what I'm going to talk about, maybe not a guess, but it's all really to encourage people to get the programs and apply to what our country has, because the country is loaded with help for people, but they don't advertise, so there's a lot of helpful and loving people in this country. And it really, from the data, it shows that 40% of everything in this country is people helping people, not people selling to people. And that's important, but it's not everything. And we have the highest poverty rate in all the developed countries, so we know that we're not doing a good job with lower income. And now I see from the data that I'm looking at now, it shows that 50% of the people in this country are really behind the eight ball, 50%. And that's an astounding number, so that's half the country. And I think that's what creates, animosity, towards each other, because see other people doing well, half the country is doing well, and half the country is going down the toilet financially. And it seems that that's what we have to work on, not social kinds of things, but economy. People have to take care of themselves. People have to take care of the economy. People have to take care of their family, and that kind of thing is the important part of life that people have to know about. And one thing I keep talking about is, and I know members have this, have mixed results in doing this, but I really believe that you have to contact your elected official for help, because they're really set up to help you. I mean, that's right. They believe it's their obligation. Now, everyone doesn't do a good job, and there's all kinds of reasons why it may not work perfectly, but it's there for that, and you have to help it make perfectly, and that comes by trying hard. And by going to your elected official, you have lots of elected officials. You have those people in Washington, and then you have a half a dozen to a dozen more locally for state and local. And if you go to common, COMMON, .org, you go there and put in your zip code, and you get a whole list of contact. And the best way is to call on the phone. I ran into an article here. This young woman, I don't know if she's young, but daughter pleads for home care assistance from federal leaders for elderly mother. Okay, a woman from Washington, D.C. took a quick trip to Henrico County, that's in Virginia, recently for everything but a leisure matter. Instead, it was an urgent visit to her mother and her health. And she says, this is heartbreaking, She's 83 years old, and I wanted to help her, says Tanya. I want her to be safe. I want her to be secure. My mother, my siblings want the same thing. My stepdad wants the same thing. She explained to the news reporter taking this that her mother suffered 2 falls in the past few days while recovering from a broken shoulder due to a fall the night before her birthday. That's the most dangerous thing us old farts have to worry about, is falling. Let's see, where the heck is it? Oh, I lost a little bit here somewhere. Mother did not qualify for Medicaid due to her income, and her health insurance was not covering home health care. Hitchens said she was left without options but to reach out to Congressman Bob Whitman. So I thought writing to her representative in Congress is the next step to create some sort of change. Because of the way the system is right now, there's no There's not enough help for all, Hitchens said. If you don't have disposable income, $5,000 to $10,000 a month, you can't put a relative in assisted living. So you need $5,000 to $10,000 a month for assisted living. Okay, the congressman's office was given this statement. Oh, I lost it on the way, I lost it. Anyway, what the congressman wrote back was that he has a staff, a local staff. He gave it to local staff, and they get together and work on the problem. Okay, so in other words, the congressman in Washington contacts their local office, and they have staff people that all they do, these people, is help problems like this that people have in their constituents. You don't have to have voted for them. You don't have to give their campaign or anything like that. They are obligated to help you just because they're their common cause. Yeah, I see I misspelled it. Don't you realize I flunked every English class I took in life? commoncause.org. Yeah, there it is. And that's it. And also up on top, what did I? Okay, yeah, a bunch of other links above Common Cause that I just put up that may be helpful. But okay, here's the data. Okay, data everywhere, and not a thought to think. Okay, this is wealth in America. Okay. Okay, over the past 25 years, now I usually go from 79, this is from 89, because this is the Federal Reserve has the data. So this is the wealth in our country over the past 25 years, from 1989 to current, 2024. Okay, now there's a bunch of groups in here. Okay, the total wealth in our country went from 20 trillion. Okay, so the total wealth went from 20 trillion to 160 trillion. So it grew by $140 trillion over those 40 years. But look who got most of it. Okay, the top 1%, yeah, that's the top, or actually the top 0.1%, and then the top 1%, and then the top 10%, and then this little line here, you can't even see it, is the bottom 50%. Yeah. So the bottom 50% got next to nothing. You know, of the 140,000, they got 4 trillion. I mean, of the 140 trillion that we increased our gross domestic product by 140 trillion. And the bottom 5%, or bottom 50%, half the country, only got 4 trillion of that. Okay? And the top 10%, man, they got 100 trillion. You know, there's no trickle-down theory here. It's just running down your leg, I think, the trickle. It all goes to the top 10%. I mean, the 50 and the top 10% is the 50% to 90%. They got a good share of it. You know, they got another 50 trillion, and the top trillion got 100 trillion. I mean, the top 10% got 100 trillion. So they got only 10% got 100% more. You know, you see the pattern here, and the bottom 50% got nothing in it. After we make another $160 trillion, the bottom 25% got nothing, relatively nothing. I mean, it's terrible, I think. This is why we have more a poverty rate in this country higher than any other developed country. Now, how could we be the richest country in the world, have more poor people than anybody, and the bottom 50% do not participate in our wealth? They've been squeezed out of all the new wealth we've created. We've created a lot of wealth, $140 trillion, and they got none. That's why I think, and they're the people I'm trying to help. You're in the bottom 50% of this country, and see, but inflation went up. You know, your wage stays doing nowhere, but inflation went up 300%. Now, if you were in the top 10%, you wouldn't even notice, right? But you're in the bottom 50%. Every increase in inflation is choking you even more. That's the way I see it. So what do we do besides complain? But actually, you complain by voting to me. But what you can do, one, you find out the government programs that are there now. Because right or wrong, they're there, they give out money to people. And it's done not through capitalism. Capitalism wants you to pay money. And that's the problem, because you think everything is capitalism, so you're looking in Google. Google is capitalism. So that's where you go looking for money and help, but only if you have money. If you don't have money, you can't go to Google. But the government gives out, $17,000 of cash every year to every adult in the United States. That's what you have to make sure that you're aware of and apply to those programs. And that's what we do, is help you do that. You don't really need us. It's there open for people. It's just that most people are trained with capitalism because that's what they teach you in school. And that's not gonna get you there because it's a little different when you're using government and nonprofit. They're the community. We help each other in the community. So we make sure that we help. Because why do we help each other? Because it feels great. The greatest thing in life is to give. And so that's why even as a society, we decide, let's give to people who need it. And we start all these programs to help people who need it, okay? And so as a society, we're loving, because we have 40% of everything in our society is giving money and help to people. So that to me is a society. It's not a jungle, right? Or dog eat dog. It's here to help each other, okay? Maybe they jumbled together this word, I see. Oh, I see that list I put in there. Yeah, that's what it looked like. I think there's 3 dots in between of everything, Sonia. This one doesn't work. Yeah, so they're not surprising. Our information awareness is USA's true deficit. Yes, I can totally attest to that. Yeah, wow. So, and you have to stop using the internet. You have to get on the phone and talk to people. The internet is not your friend, because it's run by corporations and they all want to make money, and if you have money, then they'll help you with a problem. If you don't, then you should not even be there. You have to use the free sources. I mean, go to findhelp.org. That's, and here I put up a thing. If you're not a member, you could go to bit.ly/Lesko top 10. Now members really don't need this, but if it's a handy thing to see, bit.ly and then Lesko top 10. That's where you'll see the top 10 programs, okay, that are available. Also, I'm going to put another list of top 10 list of programs in the description here. Yeah. A lot of people also think that you have to, you make too much money to apply to a program, and that's not true. Here's a list of 10 programs where it doesn't matter how much you made, or you can make $100,000 or more. And that's too bad, because I think people less than that probably need it more. But here's a good website to start for basic programs. Now, the problem with this website and basic programs, it's called Single Mother Guide, singlemotherguide.com. This is a good website. It's a .com, so it's against my religion, but they're good. There's a few out there. And you go there and you could find all the basic programs, and they describe the basic program, and they give you the website to apply in every state in the United States. So you go there. Now, what they're going to show you are programs, and they're the big. We heard, SNAP and TANF, Extra, and they all have, all these basic programs usually have an income requirement, a maximum. You can't make more than, it's usually maybe 150% of poverty or 80% of the median income, but you're talking maybe $40,000 to $60,000 a year. Okay, so that's what people run into, because when they need money for help, you'll be pointed to one of these programs, and you'll go there and you'll find out, ooh, I make too much money. These programs are not helpful for me. That's okay, because there's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of other programs that have no income requirements. It doesn't matter. Like here's one in a new one in Washington State. They'll give you, and I just put the links to all these I'm going to talk about now. They'll give you an extra 400. I think I put it up here, did I? This one doesn't. Why? I guess I did. Why? Home return. No. What happened? I thought I did. Oh, darn. Boy. You'll be sorry when you get old too and screw up like I do. Zero income. Golly. Golly, Mr. Wilson. Let's see, in there, new. Oh, you gotta be in here somewhere. Come on. Okay, here are the 10 basic programs. Okay. Okay, here are these programs I'm going to tell you about now. Sorry, all this time. Not organized. I'm already there. Thank you. Okay. It wants me to select. Oh my goodness. Come on. You gotta be better than this. Let's go. Copy. Okay, copy. Then we go over to Let's Go Help, the Mighty Network, and paste. Yay! I think we got it. By Joe, we got it. Okay, so there's Let's Go Paste. Now I'm going to put it in YouTube also, so you guys have that over there, because we all belong together. Okay. Okay, right. That's what I get a lot. Everybody says they make too much money to apply. That's only because you're looking at the basic programs for people who don't make a lot of money. Now, that's a very small percentage of the total programs. Like I say, here in Washington State, and I have that there in both YouTube and Let's Go Help. If your rent went up in Washington State, they now have a program. They give you an extra $400 a month to help you pay rent for incomes up to $100,000. So you don't have to be, below $60,000 or whatever. And that's under $100,000 to get an extra $5,000 a year almost to help you pay rent. Here's another one, a grant for home down payment, $50,000 grant for home down payment, and for incomes up to $150,000. See, for buying a home, man, those income limits are really high. Here's another one. Free tuition at Harvard for incomes up to $200,000. Now, there's a joke in there somewhere. Harvard thinks you're poor if you're only making $200,000. You hear that? Harvard thinks you're poor if you're only making $200,000. Wow. No wonder people don't notice the poverty level. Or here's a new program to help you cut your utility bills. Okay, you get $40,000, help you cut your utility bills. No income requirements. Millionaires can apply for this, $40,000. And actually they do, and I saw the data last year. It's from the Department of Energy program, helps you cut your utility bills. And people making $1 million or more got more of these. They got like 60% of the program money, and people making less than $30,000 got zip, nothing again. And it should be for them, right? Because they have more trouble paying heating bills. I can't see a millionaire thinking the first thing on their list is cutting their heating bills out. But you know, the first thing on the list of somebody making only $30,000, that is a big, heating bill goes up 100, 200 bucks. Man, that's killer. So that's why it's as a country, we're missing this boat somehow. $25 down payment for buying a home for incomes up to $101,000. See, that's another one, down payment money. So if you're looking for a home, look for those down payment grants. And if you remember, look at Unlock My Goals, and we have a section there on housing. So Unlock My Goals, go to that tab on the left-hand side and look at the housing tab and show you how to find the grants where you live for housing. It's a step-by-step, so it takes you through the whole process. Okay, here, a $250,000 forgivable loan, okay? No income requirement, no credit check. It's a $250,000 forgivable loan. It's for starting a business. Actually, all the grant money for business, or I can't say all, most all the grant money for business does not require a credit card, does not require an income at all. So it doesn't matter what income you are. They're giving you money. They want you to start a business. Got to get ready for all the business. Okay, Hammer, guys, thank you. Bye. Don't forget, join Amber after this, okay? And that's $250,000. That's a state capital. In Wisconsin does that. Wow. I mean, I think that's amazing, but that's only me. Rose Scarlett. Hi, Rose. Rose hanging out here with the riffraff, huh, Rose? $30,000 grant for home repair for incomes up to $124,000. So home repair grant for income up to $124,000. Wow. And that's in Florida. Government grants for crowns and dental work, crowns, root canals, stuff like that, up to $100,000. Now that takes some digging, and if you need dental work, go over to Unlock My Goals and look at look for the healthcare one there, and we have a listing of a step-by-step again, how to get free dental care. Okay, so go over to Unlock My Goals, okay, and follow those things under healthcare, right? That's what it is. Okay, here's another $100,000 to buy a home, and your income could be up to $124,000. So they'll give you $100,000 for any income from $0 to $124,000 to buy a home. Wow. Or how about this? $20 to $1,000 to help with heating bills, and that's up to $100,000. Wow, somebody needs $200 to pay their heating bill, and they're making $110,000. See, that's why you can't put logic into this. This is government stuff. Government stuff is all done by committees of 500 people, particularly federal government, okay? 500 people get together and say, let's give money to these kinds of people. So then everybody, and the 500 people all have to get their 2 cents in. So they make, to get the bill passed, they have to please this person, this person. Okay, yes, it could be for people who own camels in New Jersey. They're allowed to apply for it. You know, it just gets all that, because if they say yes to that, then the other guy will say yes to his stuff. And, you know, it's a trading off all the time, you know. That's politics. And I'm on it with hearing Bill. And, hi, Amber, see you soon. Great. Hanging in with the winners. Well, that's debatable, huh? So this wealth index, I mean, is astounding to me. And it's no different from the income index. In other words, it's the top 10% that are getting everything, and the rest of us are getting screwed. Well, the bottom 50% are really getting screwed on wealth. Your wealth has not gone up. So, I mean, to me, that tells 50% of the people, you didn't contribute to our society. We grew as a society, but you did shit. So you're not getting any more money. Yeah, doesn't that sort of say that to you? I mean, it sort of says that to me. That's why even for companies, I mean, companies seem all for the investors and for the owners, not for the people working there. They're trying to bleed you to death, so all the rest of them get the money, and not the people, the bottom 50. I mean, it'd be different if it was 10%, 20%, even whatever, but 50%, half of the country. No wonder half the country is pissed off. They're getting screwed. They see the country increasing. I'm looking at it backwards. So the country is growing like a son of a bitch, but the bottom 50% is not even on the charts. It's so small. So that's what I think. You can't pay your bills. That's what brings it home. And that's why you call it inflation. No, it's not inflation. Inflation didn't hurt all these other people. Why? Because their income grew with the economy. 50% of them didn't grow with the economy. That's why if prices are higher, because the economy's growing, right? But if only a certain amount of people are getting it, and the bottom half are getting nothing. I mean, I could be wrong. This is all hocus pocus in a way, but this is another way that you look at it. Wages, how wages back in 1980, back up here, the red line is the wages for 90% of us. Okay, so 90% of us, the wages went down. 10%, the wages went way up. Again, that top 10% is taking a bigger share of the wages and an enormous share of the wealth. So that's what we're faced with. So let me show you ways to use the current system to get off of that. And that's finding these government programs and also using government programs to create more income. And that's the important thing, because now you can create a lot more income with government programs than ever before, because you could get trained. And that's how to create income. You get a skill. You get a skill that's worth it to these people who want all this power, you know. So they know they need more smart people to make all this money for them. So you go and get a skill. So you get paid more money to do that. Okay? And that's what it is. And to get out of the bottom 50%, because that's going nowhere. So you have to increase yourself to do that. And you can do that full-time, part-time, even from your house or anything. And there's plenty of people that'll help you do that. You go to careeronestop.org, careeronestop.org. You make an appointment and just call them and say, I need to make more money. That's all you have to do. We give grants and everything out for you to do that. And the other place you want to go to is findhelp.org. Well, actually, the other place you want to do is your community college. So you also want they have programs too for any age, 1 month, 2 years, anything that train you for a high-paying job without a degree. You do not need a degree to get a decent job in this country anymore. That's changing a lot. COMMUNITY. Okay, local community college. You could find them also at Career. Okay, they have a link to them at Career One Stop. And here's another mother load of free training to get a better job. Go to Find Help and then put in job training for your zip code. Now, the way you use that, you're going to be overwhelmed because you'll see maybe 200 organizations that do that. That's okay, that's good. Because it's certainly better than Google. You'll do that in Google and you'll get 200 million. That's bad. Okay? So you can't do that. And you start calling. You just randomly call somebody. Hey, this sounds interesting, call. But call, even though it's not for you. This is the way you learn what's for you, is by calling people who are not for you, but they're in the business of getting job training for people. And they're gonna know other programs that may be for you. And that's how you whittle this down to something that is perfect for you. And it may take you 10, 20 phone calls. That's what you have to put into doing this and talking to people. Don't think you're just gonna go to a website and fill out an application and your life's gonna change. No, you're gonna go to a website and call the person, ask them for their help, and they'll say yes, no, or maybe. And if they say no, then ask them where else to go. And that's what life is gonna be like. And there's no shortcut. Please do that. Please get on the phone. People are this country is not helping people much at all. People don't know where to go to get the help that they even need. And that's why we have a country that we have more poor people living in this country. We're on top. We're number one in creating poor people in all the developed countries. So like Canada, they have half as many poor people per capita as we do. We have twice as many. So we're richer than Canada, but not really. I don't think you're rich if you have a lot of poor people all over. And that's not being rich to me. Sure, you may be rich, but you're letting people, your neighbors, be poor. Is there a grant to go to first time? Yes, Shauna. For home buyers, go over to unlock your goals. Okay, so get over there, see the tab on the left, unlock your goals, and look at housing. You click on the tab and you join that section there, and you start following the process there. And there's special help just for you to help you along to ask questions. Special special workshops just for you to get on that, okay? So it's all there. So unlock your goals, go to housing. And we have unlock your goals for business. We have unlock, I just wanted to say thank you, Matthew. Oh, that's nice. And a team, what you do, obviously got oh, so nice of you, Elise. Thank you. See, that's what we do with profits. If we have profits, we give it to, we know people, if half this country is getting nothing back from it, to live on and to live comfortably. If we make profit, we give it back to you. That's why members get that. Always got a $500 grant for you. That made a huge difference. See, $500 can make a huge difference. That's wonderful to hear, Elise. I'm sorry that that you were in such need and so grateful. That's what I mean. See, it feels so good to give. And that's why I think the whole community here is giving to each other. And that is worth so much to me, because the rest of society thinks they have to screw everybody else to get money. That's capitalism to me, what it really boils down to. How much could I get away with so I could get your money? And that's why what the current administration wants to get rid of all the cops so they can screw you more. That's my interpretation, but it may be wrong. Okay. Where are we? Okay. So please call people we talk to. These are people that work for you. They're part of our community. We help each other in our community. Whether you're a priest or you're a librarian or you're handing out grants for people to live better. You know, there are people that help other people in the community. Your elected official is in charge of those, so that's why you want to call them too. And if they don't help you, call them, yell at them more. Wow, Rose, I didn't know that about Voc Rehab, huh? Neat. Yeah, let's get more people to know about that. I'm sure we have so many people out there that need rehabilitation to get jobs, and the help is out there, but you have to learn how to use the system. The system will not change for you. That's one thing. If you yell at the system because it's not the way you like it, you could yell all you want and it's still not gonna mean anything, okay? So please, call people every day if you can, to ask, hey, what do you do? I'm in trouble and I wonder if you could help me. And if you can't, can you suggest somewhere else I could go? They're all in the business of helping you with problems, just like Rose is. She's in the business of trying to help you with problems, but she has to know your problem so she can help you. And that's why we can help you, okay? So thank you so much, guys. You've made being 80 the best years of my life, I swear to God. If I knew being 80 was gonna be this much fun, I would have got here a lot earlier. Why didn't they tell me it was gonna be fun? And it's really because of you people. You give me a chance to help so many people. Is just grows my heart. And at 80, there's nothing much else I could get better at except loving. So I just want to love harder. I am ready to get my home repaired too. Oh, really? You got it? Hopefully we'll be recovering from the latest medical stuff. Thank you for your tears. Well, tell us more about what you got, Sabra, okay? So you can share it with other people, what you got, how much you got, if you want to share that, okay? So please, because that encouraged more than anything I could say. If they could see you did this, then they could do it too, okay? Thank you, Sabra, and I thank you for everybody who's here and has kind words and wishes for the rest of us. That's what keeps me going anyway, and I hope it keeps you going too. Cheers.